And that's right. You got to back the Mac. Back them. Back them, Gavin Iceson. The Chicago Bears, 2018 NFC North champs. I know you guys aren't really used to this. Like, the Bears are a good team. They're a playoff team. You don't see me in this type of mode. Probably shouldn't get too used to it, but for now, we're going to live it up. Anyways, it's time to pick some action for Week 17. Oh boy, last week, 9-7 against the spread, but 12-4 picking the winners. Yeehaw, yippee-ki-yay, and all that crap. Is whatever. But nonetheless, got one more week of regular season action. Let's see if we can close out the regular season with a bang, shall we? Let's go to the Sunday early games. You got Adam Gase in probably his last game as Dolphins head coach, traveling to Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and the Bills. Give me the Bills minus the 5.5. The Lions travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Two teams playing for nothing other than pride and screwing up their draft position. Give me the Packers minus the 9 here. The Jets travel to New England to take on the Patriots in what surely will be Todd Bowles' last game as Jets head coach, because, of course, their general manager is going to be able to survive this too. If the coach is fired, that GM should be fired. McCagnon sucks too. Just saying. Pretty sure Bowles is gone, but we'll see about McCagnon. Anyways, Patriots favored by 14.5. They still have something to play for. Jets, of course, have nothing to play for. I'll take the Patriots minus the 14.5. The Panthers travel to New Orleans to take on Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, Teddy's getting some action here. We're going to go all in on Teddy for the fuck all of it this week in the Dome. Saints minus the 7.5. The Cowboys travel to New York to take on the Giants. The Giants are 7-point favorites here. Give me Dallas plus the 7. Atlanta travels to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Some hot, passionate NFC South action. Not really. Who cares? Give me Atlanta minus the 1. Jacksonville travels to Houston to take on the Texans. Give me Houston minus the 7. And for those of you wondering why you wouldn't pick the Bucs, you know what? One more time, because the Falcons really let me down this year because I was high on them. What I've decided to do is put that old Jeff Jinx on them one more time by picking them. You're welcome, Falcons fans. Fuck you. Your team shouldn't have got so hurt and sucked. Made me look bad. So there's a Jeff Jinx for you. Moving on to the late games on Sunday. What we got here? The Chargers travel to Denver to take on the Broncos in what might shape up to be Vance Joseph's last game as the head coach of the Broncos. You're looking at John Elway's OJ close last week. It looked like he was ready to kill somebody. He should kill himself. He's the one that built the goddamn team and doesn't give the head coach a trusty quarterback. I mean, the Chargers minus the 7. The Raiders travel to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by a ton here, 14.5. Obviously, got to like the Chiefs here in this matchup, but I do like the Raiders on some type of backdoor cover, plus the 14.5. You've got the Bengals traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The Steelers are 16-point favorites here. Good Lord Almighty. I'll take the Steelers, but the Bengals are a bad team. And even at home, these are the types of teams the Steelers struggle with. I think they'll win, but 16 feels like a lot. Unless you're just thinking that they're going to go out there and just blow the brakes off of them, which is possible. It's much more likely they have to win this game with a late field goal. Give me Cincinnati to cover. Arizona travels to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Josh Rosen's taken enough beating this year. He says, one more game and I'm done and I can go surfing. Do whatever the fuck long neck Rosens do. Give me Seattle minus the 14. The Eagles in an absolute must-win game. They got to win and get some help from my Bears in order to make the playoffs. Travel to Washington to take on the Redskins. Give me the Eagles minus the 7. You got Cleveland traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Ravens with something to play for. Browns, not really technically anything to play for other than pride and perhaps continuing to build some momentum for 2019. You know, when you look at this, you say, well, the Browns having to travel into Baltimore. It's a road game, Feels like a big ask. But, man, this really feels like the type of scenario just like last year where you could see them win this game and potentially try to knock the Ravens down a peg or two. I'll take the fucking Browns plus the 7. You damn right I will. In terms of the 2 Sunday games that I really give a shit about the most, you got the Rams hosting the 49ers without Todd Gurley. I think the Rams win, but 11.5 is a pretty big spread. I like the 49ers to cover even on the road, which means the Bears playing the Vikings. You know, you look at it and you say the Vikings have a lot to play for. The Bears technically have something to play for, but the Rams handle their business week 17. Then it doesn't really matter because they'll be pretty much locked into that 3 seed. I will pick the Bears plus the 5. It's a homer pick. You're damn right it is. I'm not going to back down on them now, although I don't feel very confident about that whatsoever. This is just the point in time where those losses to Miami, if you think about it, Miami, Green Bay week 1, these are where those losses really come back to kind of bite the Bears in the butt a little bit. Because imagine if they had won those 2 games. You talk about a 13-2 Bears team heading into this week trying to secure home field advantage potentially throughout the NFC playoffs. Sure, the Bears going on Sunday, but the Vikings are going to be at home. They're going to have a lot of emotion there. They're going to have a lot to play for. Because for them, it's win and they're in, plain and simple. But we saw this in the past. The Redskins were playing a Giants team that had nothing to play for. The Redskins win and they're in, and they got beat at home. It can happen. It most certainly can happen. The Sunday night game and the game that should have been flexed in this Sunday night spot, the Colts traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Honestly, I can't remember if Mariota's playing in this game or not. I know there's some question about how he was going to be health-wise. So I really don't know. Looking at this, it would be a great, fantastic story to see Frank Reich in his first year as head coach lead this great comeback during the course of the season and lead the Colts all the way to the playoffs. It'd be great to see Captain Andrew Luck in the playoffs once again after a few years out, a couple of years on the sidelines hurt. I will take the Tennessee Titans plus the 3 because they're at home. That emotion might carry them here a little bit. Road favorites like this, when you've got 2 teams basically playing for the same thing. And with Tennessee, frankly, you don't know what you're going to get. They could win this game by 3 touchdowns. They could get blown out by 20. But I'll take the Titans to win and get that last spot in the AFC playoffs. Those are my picks. We'll see how I do later.